of Delaware 105.9.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. We are live right here, downtown Bridgeville, Delaware, at Weller's Utility Trailers. We're sitting right inside my office, and you are listening to Weller Does Delmarva. Good morning. It's a beautiful day out. I heard Milford's going to be getting a new mayor today, so it's going to be somebody. And I think they also have a festival going on, the Bug and Bud Festival. So there's just a lot going on everywhere today. And you are listening to my weekly show. We do it every Saturday morning from 8 to 9. Got a couple sponsors I want to thank. One is my good friend Bill Strickland, who owns L&W Insurance Agency up in Dover. They've been serving Delaware for over 60 years now. They offer auto, home, health, life, and commercial coverage. I really enjoy dealing with them. I think I've been dealing with them for, probably over 25 years, but for sure 20 years. They do a good job for me. So if you have insurance now and you just want to double check and make sure you're properly insured or get a current quote just to make sure you're getting the right price and so on and so forth, they give great service during, before, and after the sale. Phone number 856-7828 or on the web it's lwinsurance.com. Another one of my good sponsors is my heating and air company. I had a new heating and air system put in my house during the winter. I just cannot get over how this winter, it was colder than normal, and I got this new heating and air system, and it has this multi-speed fan, and they encapsulate it underneath my house and so on. And my electric bill was $40 to $50 less each and every month this winter compared to last winter. And I just can't get over that. That wasn't absolutely part of the deal that the electric bill would be less, but it was, and I'm just so happy with the price they gave me, the prompt installation they gave me, the quality and level of service that they did. Their guys were all wearing uniforms, their trucks were lettered, I knew who was there. It wasn't like a bunch of vehicles that I wasn't sure if they worked for them or didn't work for them, and so on. So whether you need electrical work, whether you need plumbing, whether you need heating or air conditioning, or you want to just talk about home performance, give them a call. That's First Class Heating and Air, serving Delmarva and Maryland for over 40 years now. 934-8900, 934-8900 on the web. It's the word First Class HVAC.com. Locally owned and operated. Tell them I sent you. I'm a very, very, very happy customer. Now, another organization I deal with, I don't know if we call it an organization or a business, is Community Bank. I've been dealing with them for quite a while now. I don't even know how long they've been in business, but a good friend of mine, Martin Donovan, is here today from Community Bank. Good morning, Martin.
Good morning, Jim.
How are you?
I'm good. It's been 8 years we've been open.
8 years. I mean, it just in my mind, I would have said 3 or 4 years. It's been 8 years.
Yeah, I've been there 7.
7 years.
Harder
Wow.
to believe.
Excuse me. But you've done a great job of starting from scratch. This is local people put together a board, started a bank. I don't know if it's called a charter or what you do to start a bank.
Pretty much. They have to raise capital, and then
okay.
They were smart enough to go out and get some local bankers who'd been here for a long time.
Yeah. It looks like you almost hand-picked them.
Well, Linda Messick was president of a bank in Sussex County, and they brought her on board, and she picked her senior staff, and then the senior staff picked employees. So, yeah, she kind of, she brought Jack Riddle on as the chief loan officer. So between Linda and Jack, and they kind of cherry-picked the employees.
And you can see it, but it looks like everybody that's there is used to working with each other. So even though the bank started brand new, it was like they were all seasoned, well-groomed, and just a fine oiled machine, in other words.
I worked with Linda for 20 years. And
okay.
Probably 21, 22 years ago, I worked with Jack.
So
I knew
everybody knew everybody. So instead
much.
of competing against each other with different banks, now you're all one mind, one accord, and ready to go get the job done.
We are, and the good thing was we had that group brought philosophies and policies,
energies,
all
expertise.
That together, and picked out the best of what we wanted. And
right
here we sit today, and we've done very, very well.
Now, also, what I personally really like is I deal with the bank and so on, is if I were to want a loan, the people that are making the decisions are from the community I live in.
They are.
That is almost a rarity in today's world.
The loan officers have lending authority. I think if it's over their lending authority, then it goes to a higher authority, which in this case would be Lyndon Jack. And then above their authority, it goes to our loan committee, which is all
local business people. Yeah.
There's 4 employees on there.
Okay.
And then there's 3 board members, and that.
Wow.
And we meet whenever it's needed. We have our schedules meeting, but if something comes up and we have to meet, we'll do it.
Oh, really? Okay. So if something happened and it was unexpected, you can get even quicker service.
That's correct.
Wow. Man, that's what local is.
That's what it is.
Local people serving local people.
In being small, we're conservative, but we're fair, and we.
But I would say there's a fair amount of wisdom here too. In other words, I mean, sometimes getting turned down for a loan is not the worst thing in the world.
That's correct. And one of the things that as a good loan officer should do if you are turned down, one of the things that I feel and that you need to explain to the customer why, so to know what to work on.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah, to help them, to improve their situation.
And for years I've said, whenever somebody sits down at my desk, they think they can pay the loan back, and they think that this is a good deal. But sometimes when you analyze it and sit down and show them, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times they agree with you.
Right.
So it's,
well, that's good. It's almost like having a friend in the banking business.
Yeah. Now
in other words, it's not just a business transaction. You're trying to look out for one another, because it's not just one loan. I mean, it's an ongoing relationship.
Right.
I guess
that's exactly right. And that's what we want as a community bank, is a relationship with our customers. We don't. The transactional account it's okay. Mm-hmm. We'd rather build a relationship, have the deposits, have the mortgages, which I'm going to talk about a little bit, and have the commercial loans, have the whole deal.
Right. Right. That's what I like. I deal with it. I think my children deal with you, and so on. So in other words, I've got an employee that deals with you, So in other words, it's kind of like we start with one, and one turns into 2, and 2 turns into 3, and before you know it, we're all networking together to look out for one another. So
so like in Linda's case, this is the second bank she's been involved in starting. So
okay,
she knows the process. And when I went to work at the other bank, they'd been in existence maybe 10 years.
Okay,
and so it was. I had the small bank experience.
Okay,
actually, it's funny. I actually started in a small bank, Millsboro Trust Company.
Okay.
Well, so I started my career in a small bank, and I'm going to end my career in a small bank.
Well, I bet that's a lot better than big old corporate America and people in Philadelphia and New Jersey and New York making decisions for people in Sussex County.
A lot of times when the policies and procedures they're developed for the entire corporation, and sometimes it just don't fit this little corner of the world.
Right. Sussex County is very unique. So what would you like to highlight today?
Well, today we, as a small bank, sometimes people think there's things we can't do. Okay. But in most cases, there's not a whole lot we can't do. And one of the areas I want to highlight, and it will be discussed more this week when Lori goes on the radio. But we do construction mortgages. We also do permanent mortgages. And now's the time, as I heard on the radio coming over, Butch Emmett's auctioning some lots.
Today?
Yes. So if somebody wants to buy a lot and they want to put a house up, we can finance it for them. It's
now, I believe it's very rare right now for banks to do construction loans.
When it got tight in the mortgages, a lot of them got out of the business.
Okay.
We got into business, and we got a couple things we do is probably a little bit different. One of the things we do to help our customers is we like to check out the builders to make sure if that builder is building your house that he's financially strong enough to complete the house.
That's a very good.
That the customer's not stuck in the middle. Oh, my contractor is gone.
Bailed on me.
Yeah.
So how do you do that? I mean, you ask for some financial info on the contractor.
We do.
And that's just a service you're doing actually for your customer.
We're actually doing it for the customer, and we're doing it for ourselves too, because we don't want to the customer to be stuck. Okay, I need a new builder. I need.
Right, halfway through the loan.
So, or in the middle of the construction. But we do construction loans. They're 11-month loans. They're interest only.
Really?
I think normally the timeline takes about 9 months to build a house.
Okay.
But during that construction period, we monitor it, and then as we get near the end of the construction, then we'll start working on the permanent mortgage too.
Okay.
And we're like most other banks, the long-term financing, the good rates are done in the secondary market, so we start working on that.
And I would believe it's a lot easier if you providing the construction loan and the people just deal with you on the permanent loan. It's easier because you've already done a lot of preliminary work.
At that point, we're probably just updating the information we have. And,
right.
And the other good thing we have is if for whatever reason in today's world it doesn't fit for the long-term fixed rate loans,
Right.
we do have loans on the books that we can, products in-house that we can do.
Right, okay.
I was sitting with Lori Roberti, who's one of our mortgage loan officers, and Dawn Burbage is the other. Dawn works out of Lewis, and Lori works in Rehoboth with me. And the situation happened where, under these new regulations, this one loan didn't qualify, and so she's going to walk out with one of our internal products. So she's still getting a good rate. She's still getting a good mortgage, but so in 5 years, she could probably
Relook at it
and convert it to the secondary market rate. The Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac was what you hear.
But that kind of service nobody would get with just a person who sells mortgages only or something like that. In other words,
if you go to a mortgage broker, they're selling mortgages. That's what they do. They bring the mortgages in. They package.
They like
it.
have a bag of goods, and if your need doesn't match that bag of goods,
Then
sorry.
Yeah, and
You're saying you're here for the community. You're here for the long haul. You're going to make it work and help the people through it.
Yeah, we have some internal products, adjustable rate mortgages that are not
Okay.
bad products, and so it's. I don't remember the exact numbers, but back, I think the life of a mortgage is usually 7 years. Customer either refinance, sells, or does something. So
Isn't that
sometimes
something?
these adjustable
Yeah.
rate mortgages is not a bad product.
Right.
Yeah, so it just depends.
Gets them through to the next step.
Yeah, and it's and most we'll do 80% of the construction cost and or
Okay.
80% of the purchase price, or the appraised value, the lesser of the two. So if you go out and buy a house for $200,000, and we're going to base it on 80% of that. However, if the appraisal comes in at 190,
Okay.
then we're going to base the loan on 190. Now,
80% of 190.
right. So
Okay.
turn it around the other way. If you're buying a house for 210, and the appraisal comes back at or 200, and the appraisal comes back at 210, we're still basing it on the lesser of the two. So
Correct.
we're basing it on 200. So
Mhm.
it's not rocket science. It's
Right.
just a matter of walking the customer through the process and figuring out what you need to do.
But if there's somebody listening and they're saying, well, I really don't even understand any of this, if they call your bank, do they deal only with community bank people?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not going to just shove them off to some secondary or third, I don't even know what the word is, in other words, but when they start talking with you guys, they're sticking with you guys.
That's exactly right. Somebody
Okay.
called, one of my customers called me and they want to talk to me about a residential mortgage.
Okay.
My typical response is, you want it done right, I need to hook you up with Lori or Dawn.
But both Lori and Dawn work for Community
Exactly.
Bank.
Lori's office is next to mine in Rehoboth.
Okay, okay.
And she does the same thing. She gets a commercial request from one of her customers. She'll bring me over and we'll
Okay.
talk about it. So
Because it's all relationship.
it is exactly right. And then
Getting to know the people and their needs.
and if they want a deposit account or have a question, I can go right across to our customer service people and bring them in my office and answer the same any question that they answered. So it's
But it's not like you're a place where somebody starts a conversation with you and then they end up with somebody that they don't even know where they're from or who they are. It's all Community Bank, all local.
yeah, one of the local banks that have been purchased, and they try to do, I won't say a good job of covering, but their customer service used to be in Sussex County, and then now call the customer service number, you're going to New Jersey.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and it's
Even
New
the
Jersey
language
doesn't
changes.
really know where Georgetown
Sussex-
is.
Correct, right.
Or where Bridgeville is at. It's just,
Mhm.
they know they got a product, and they know, they look down their chart and say, okay, call this number. Or
Right,
transfer
and that's
to this
it.
number.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
the concept is good, but sometimes it just don't work.
Well, so, if there's a young couple and it's their first home or their second home or they have a house, they're trying to sell it, and then once they get rid of it, they want to position themselves again, I'm going to presume you can give them all kinds of info, guidance, steer them along the way, the best way to position themselves to be better prepared for the next time around if
Yeah,
it's not
that's
their first time.
That's exactly right. A lot of times people come in and want a pre-qual letter, and they're okay, but they really, it's not an approval. We're just saying,
Right.
okay, based on the information you told us,
Right, nothing
we
verified.
think we can do this.
Mhm.
But it gives them some guidance on
Right.
What the area they'll fall in, and then at that point, if they do decide to apply, then that's when we start getting the information to verify all the documentation. But
But if somebody called next week and started talking with you and then they didn't call back for a month or so, if they were just getting some stuff worked together, again, once they start with you, they're pretty much staying with the same people along the way.
Pretty much. I mean, Lori has, watching her in her office, she's got, you can see the process once the process starts and the customer comes in. And sometimes just sit down and talk to get an update. Okay, where am I?
Because my experience with loans is they don't happen overnight.
No, they don't.
They take a little bit of time and a lot of questions, and the questions are sometimes even for my benefit. You need to know more about me, what I'm thinking, what I'm doing, to make sure I haven't lost my mind in the meantime.
Well, Jack and I met yesterday with a customer, and it wasn't so much that it's a good loan, but we needed to understand it better.
So you could explain it better.
And then they understood where we were coming. Yeah,
Right.
In today's world, with all the new regulations kicked in, it's not the good old days like
Right.
when you could pick up telephone. I just bought a car. I'm all ready to check.
Yeah. You make sure it doesn't bounce.
Those days are gone.
Yeah,
It's
agree.
just unfortunate, but some of the things needed to be changed.
Right.
But as Linda said years ago when she was speaking in a local civic organization that tickled me, she said, "Yes, we needed regulations, but it took a sledgehammer to kill an ant."
Yeah, yeah.
Now
Well,
we've gone too far.
How do people get a hold of you, Martin?
Okay, we'd love to have you stop by our branches, and
Okay.
I think you've heard our Rehoboth branch is on the Service Road, and our Lewis branch is located at Route 1 and Kings Highway. Our phone number is 302-226-3333, and just ask for whoever you want. They can find
They'll
us.
steer you from there.
They'll steer you from there, and we're a member of FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Okay. All right. Well, Martin, I'm going to say thank you.
Thank
What's
you.
the website? Do you know offhand?
CommunityBankDelaware.com, all spelled out, no
Community
abbreviation.
Bank? Okay. All right. Anything else we need to do?
No, we're good.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Have a good weekend. You're headed to a ball
Smyrna.
game? Smyrna.
Smyrna, 3 softball games.
Okay. Well, have a good time.
Okay,
Okay.
thanks.
Thank you, Martin. All right. So, Martin Donovan, I've known him for a long time. Community Bank Delaware. I deal with him. Good bank, good people. Linda Messick, Jack Riddle, Martin, everybody involved from top to bottom is just good quality local people. So, folks, you are listening to Weller Does Delmarva. Got a few more things I want to hit. We're going to take a break at 8:30. So if you have any friends that aren't listening, when we take the break, give them a call and tell them to tune in. Did want to mention a May Fair. This is Saturday, May 3rd. And I'm going to read right off the flyer. It's got a bake sale and a plant sale and face painting and free games and prizes. This is a rain or shine event from 10 to 1. And the adventure of Peter Rabbit in Farmer McGregor's garden, a puppet show about growing, enjoying vegetables. My wife got involved in this. It's a gardening group at Crossroad Community Church there, and they are on State Forest Road just outside of Georgetown. They're going to have garden demonstrations, an auction of specialty garden items, and so on. So this is not until Saturday, May 3rd from 10 to 1. So I believe it's a free event. I don't see anything here saying it's not free. So just make plans to come on out and check that out. Garden demonstrations. If you like gardening or you just want to come out to a nice family-friendly event, mark your calendar Saturday, May 3rd for that event, the May Fair at Crossroad Community Church just outside of Georgetown. Another one of my sponsors I do want to mention is George Luff. He's a good friend of mine as well as my accountant, Luff and Associates in Milford. Been dealing with him for, again, 20-plus years. So his son, Tyler, is working with him now, and he's got some other good people in there. But they've been doing our payroll. They have easy payroll, and my daughter, Jenny, used to do it, and she will attest that it is much easier now that they do it. And they'll do your W-2s or your W-3s, your I-9s or W-4s, your 941 forms, your 940 forms, your federal tax deposit, state tax deposit. To whatever degree you want them to be involved with your payroll, they will. It's really nice having them do it. So if you have a small business, 1 to 5 employees is only $25 a pay period, and that's not per employee, that's per pay period. So if you pay every other week, it's going to cost you $50 a month if you got 1 to 5 employees. If you got hundreds of employees, it gets even less expensive. So if you own a business and you need any accounting work, tax advice, anything like that, or if you want your payroll done, give them a call at 422-9699, or on the web it's Luff, Luff, CPAs.com, and tell them I sent you if you would. Another thing I want to talk about is I've lost a little bit of weight. I actually have now lost 11 pounds. And I haven't really altered my eating habits all that much. I've gotten a little bit better about eating, but I really have been trying some products that I've been getting from Jeannie and Dave Morgan. And Jeannie told me that she is going to be at the Bug and Bud Festival downtown Milford today. She's going to have some products on display and some information if you want to stop by and talk to her. Also, I've been getting a weekly wrap with her, which was helping me tighten and firm my stomach, and I've lost a lot of toxins, and I've been getting some other things from her, and I feel a lot better, and so on. So if you have any questions about what I've been doing to lose weight or get a little more fit and healthy, stop by and see her today at the Bug and Bud Festival if you're in Milford. She's also having a sign up for a free wrap. So in other words, if you'd like to sign up for that, you can do that. So just stop by and say hi and see her. That's Jeannie or Dave Morgan at the Bug and Bud Festival in Milford. I wanted to also mention some specials. I don't know, Brandon. Brandon Ritter is are you the executive or vice executive? Brooks was the executive producer. The vice one, okay.
I'm in training.
He's in training. So anyway, Brooks was the executive producer last week. Now Brandon Ritter is the vice executive producer this week.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
All right. And I wanted to ask you, yesterday I mentioned some really crazy specials on the picnic tables. Mm-hmm. Now, when I got back from Jimmy's Grill, I noticed this place was just a buzz with cars and trucks and people buying trailers and leaving and stuff like that. Did we sell any picnic tables?
I don't know if we did or not.
All right.
We still got a few out there, needless to say, so come on in and check them out.
Okay, so I'm going to hit the specials, okay?
Okay.
All right, these are only good for today. What are we open today till? We're open now, right? Are we open now? Not quite. Not quite, okay. 9 o'clock.
Yes.
All right, 9 o'clock. We're going to open today. Phone number here is 337-8228. But we have this aluminum picnic table. Have you ever, picked one of these up? They're just as light as a feather.
Yes.
I have one at my house. It's nice when you want to cut the grass and stuff. You can just move it around. I don't even have to help my wife. She can just do it all on her own. It's so light. But anyway, we have a 4-sided aluminum picnic table that we normally sell for $750. And this is made by Aluma, right?
Correct.
The people that make the aluminum car trailers, landscape trailers, and so on.
Yep.
And so it was $750. We have one left, and it's only $497 if you buy it today. Now that price won't be good tomorrow. Well, we're not open tomorrow anyway, but but it won't be any good Monday. That's a today only special. Then we got them wooden picnic tables, brand new 6-foot wooden picnic tables in the box. So you do have a little bit of assembly, but they're already pre-drilled and everything. Put it together. We were selling them for $147.50, and if you want one assembled, you can have one for $147.50. But if you'll take one in the box, today only $97. So that's pretty cheap for a brand new picnic table. Then we have the vinyl picnic tables, which are 6 foot long, and I'll tell you the price of them after the break. Dr. Trigger is going to be on, and after this break, he's got some unbelievable breaking news for us. I don't even know what it is. I just made that part up. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after the break with more of Weller Does Delmarva. Bye.
14 building lots and a home to be auctioned off absolute this Saturday at Heritage Farms. Here's Butch Emmert with all the details.
Now, Heritage Farms is, a medium-sized subdivision halfway between Milton and Milford, just off Cedar Creek Road at the intersection of Heritage Road. Now, we're going to be selling 14 large building lots plus a 3-bedroom home at Heritage Farms this Saturday, April 26th at 11 o'clock on site. We're going to move lot to lot, and we're going to sell every single site for the high dollar. This is an absolute sale. If they sell for $2,000 or $200,000, they are going to sell. So, there's a lot to digest. You want to log on to EmmertAuction.com or AuctionZip.com.
CBS News updates. I'm Gary Nahn. Cranking up the heat on Russia in the Ukraine crisis.
It's anticipated they will be targeting sanctions on more of these specific individuals around President Vladimir Putin in order to bring some pressure on him and to weaken the Russian economy without severe blowback to the Europeans.
Sky News correspondent Sam Kiley in Donetsk. Ukraine says that Russian military aircraft have repeatedly crossed into Ukraine's airspace, with Russian military exercises going on in eastern Ukraine.
The authorities here said that those troops have come within 1 mile of their border. That prompted Ukraine's Prime Minister Arseniy Yatsenyuk to say yesterday that Russia wants to start World War III in Ukraine by occupying the country militarily and politically.
CBS's Holly Williams in Donetsk. Some military observers being detained in Slavyansk.
Moscow has said it will do everything it can to secure the release of those observers, but they've not yet been freed.
CBS News Update, I'm Gary Nunn.
Hi, I'm Sabrina from St. Elizabeth High School. Prom and graduation time are some of the best times in high school, but every year what should be the beginning of life becomes a tragic ending for hundreds of teens. Smart Drive wants to challenge you to not let these great times turn into bad times by signing the Smart Drive Promise. Smart Drive will reward the schools with the most promise signatures with cash prizes for prom or after prom celebrations. Sign up at smartdriveusa.org for a safe and happy prom and graduation season.
Furniture and More would like to personally thank you, our customers, for helping us grow over the past 15 years. And to celebrate, we're having a sale. Save big on all the famous name brands during our anniversary sale, now through Sunday. Take not 5, not 10, not even 15, but now, this weekend only, take 20% off your furniture purchase. But wait, there's more. Get 50% off any accessory and 50% off delivery and setup. Don't limit yourself to those one brand furniture stores. At Furniture and More, we carry all the famous designer brands like Klausner, Flexsteel, Ashley, Sealy, Catnapper, and England, a Lazy Boy company. At Furniture and More, our customers are not just another number. We work hard to ensure our customers are satisfied every step of the way. That's why we're still here after 15 years. We have quality furniture and a name you can trust. Only at the anniversary sale at Furniture and More. Shop any of our locations: Dover, Rehoboth Beach, and Wilmington on Kirkwood Highway. From the city to the shores, saving you more for the past 15 years. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation. The comments, views, and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect the views of the staff, management, or advertisers of Delaware 1059.
Okay, everybody, that was a quick break. Jim Weller here. You're listening to Weller Does Delmarva. Man, this hour goes by so quick, and I want to thank you for listening. Also, I do have a Facebook page, and if you haven't liked it yet, if you would go to Facebook and like the Weller Does Delmarva page, and while you're there, you can like Weller's Red Barn, Weller's Utility Trailers, Weller's Sheds and Carports, and Jim Weller, too, while you're at it. So anyway, we love Facebook, but wanted to let you know that we are here live at Weller's Utility Trailers in Bridgeville. We do this show every Saturday. And next week, we'll be doing it at Weller's Red Barn. But what in the world did I want to talk about next? I did want to talk about my copier guy. This is another one of my sponsors. His name is Rick Fowler. Gosh, I've dealt with him for, I know, over 25 years. And Rick's just a really good guy. He has a business with a really nice name, No Nonsense Office Machines, and that's about what it is. If you have something that needs service, he could take care of you. If you want to buy something and get a very good price, we just bought a new copier last year, and we just got a great deal. Actually got an extra one as an unbelievable deal in the deal. So he's just 2 miles east of the Circle on Route 9 in Georgetown, right next to Sports at the Beach Complex. So he sells copiers. He works on copiers. He can do maintenance agreements on copiers. He also sells used or refurbished copiers. He also works on and sells computers. He also works and sells laptops and tablets and things like that. Another thing he does is he works on gaming systems. In other words, whether you have a Game Boy or an Xbox 360 or a Wii or something like that, he's just all around electronically good at working on things. So if you have something you'd like worked on, give him a call. His number is 856-7381, 856-7381. Tell him I sent you. And as an added value bonus, tell him you heard me on my show, and that's where you should hear me. But anyway, and he will give you 25% off any labor on any repair. So give him a call. Real good guy. Another one of my sponsors that I do want to mention is First Class Heating and Air. I mentioned them earlier, but I had the underneath of my house encapsulated. That's where they take the insulation out from underneath your floor. They put this stuff down on the ground, like I call it like a pool cover, except it's on the ground, this rubbery type material, and it goes up your cement blocks. Then from there up, it's like this foam spray. and it's all encapsulated, and it's really neat. But the one thing I've noticed is my floors are a little warmer, and how I really know it is my animals, they are not looking for an area with a piece of carpet on it to lay on now. They just lay right on the floor. They just seem happier. So anyway, my whole house, from the new heating and air conditioning system to the encapsulation, has become more energy efficient, and I like it. So it started out, I just needed a heating and air conditioning system, and then they talked to me about that encapsulation, and I'm like, I'll take it. So I've been giving tours of underneath of my house to show how nice and neat and clean it is, and it's just amazing. So First Class Heating and Air, they offer plumbing, they offer electrical work, they do home performance. In fact, I think it's May 17th. They're going to be doing a home performance test at my house. We are going to be broadcasting live from my house during the show, and they're going to be hooking this stuff up that creates a vacuum, and it's going to be kind of neat. So you want to stay tuned for that show. You may even want to come watch it in person. But anyway, First Class Heating and Air, 934-8900. Tell them I sent you. They've been serving Delmarva and Maryland for over 40 years. On the web, it's firstclasshvac.com. Now, Dr. T is a good friend of mine, and I'm going to say good morning to him. How are you today?
Excellent. Good morning, guys. How's everybody here?
We're good. And
awesome.
I've been dealing with him for a few years now, known him a lot longer than that. But you have Peninsula Chiropractic, is that right?
Yes, sir. Peninsula Chiropractic Center in Seaford, Delaware.
Seaford, Delaware, right on the highway there. And you got the big spine for the mailbox,
yes.
Right? And so anyway, what's on your mind today? What do you want to talk about?
Well, there's so many things, and in everybody's life, everybody's moving a million miles an hour. And
Man,
as I was thinking, driving up here, what is the most important asset? If all of you out there are thinking about this question, if someone asks you, what's the most important asset God gave you on this planet? And it'd
be us, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly right. It's
me.
It's us. It's the human frame. It's the greatness of life that the good Lord gave us. And the question I have all the time in my office when people come in, everybody's got a place to spend their dollars.
Mm-hmm.
But it's very interesting whether you have a little money or millions, that when people come to me and they're very, very ill and they're very, very much in pain, out of their mouth is, we don't care what it costs.
Right.
Get me better.
Right, get me better.
Because, when this thing stops, this human frame stops, everything else, you slow down with your family, you slow down with your kids, you slow down with your business. So trying to keep this magnificent machine going at 100 miles an hour is an interesting concept. And it goes back to, in our philosophy, that structure has a direct link to function.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you can have a $100,000 brand new Jaguar, you can have $5 gallon fuel, but if the front end's out of alignment, it's still going to run poorly.
That's true.
You can build, $1 million home, but if the foundation's off, you're going to have a problem.
Mm-hmm. Going to have a crack somewhere.
That's it. You can call yourself a great Christian, but if the foundation is off, maybe not so much. So, we look at this structure and function being a very, very critical part of keeping this massive machine, going, that's created with somewhere around 70 to 100 trillion cells that function daily. And each of them.
Is that based on how tall you are?
Well, some of us have more packed cells than others.
Oh, okay.
So. Yes, different. That's why I'll give that range 70 to 100 trillion.
Okay.
Okay. Can you imagine the guy that had to count that 1, 2,
My goodness.
9,999? What, Jim? Oh,
yeah.
man. I was
Gotta start
1,
over. Yeah.
2, yeah. So, anyhow, I look at those cells as mini-me's, as, 70 to 100 trillion. My wife says, God forbid there's one more of me, but 70 to 100 trillion of mini-me's that have to eat, that have to drink, that have to excrete.
Breathe and function.
They're functioning daily.
Right.
And so all these things the good Lord made that we just, sort of take for granted. So how does that work? Unfortunately, most of us look at health from a symptomatic view. One of the greatest lies I claim in healthcare is, I feel good, therefore I must be healthy. I have no pain, therefore I must be okay. And unfortunately, in most of what I see, by the time the pain comes on, the real problem, the underlying problem, could be 10, 20, or more years old.
Right.
So what we try to do is get people to understand the structure and function, and we try to look at it from a multifaceted approach.
But people don't look at their health from a proactive point of view.
Exactly.
It's all reactionary.
It's all reactionary. That's why so many of the diseases get so rampant and they're so bad. For example, if you've ever seen, some of the ladies, especially in their 70s or 80s, that walk a little hunched over, Well, what happens actually is these bone spurs begin to grow. If you could visualize, your chest, and the spine is all the way in the back, well, the front part of that spine will begin to grow these bone spurs. Some up from the bottom vertebra and down from the top vertebra, and those vertebrae slowly grow together. Sometimes, and most of the times, what happened in their youth, they were either injured, they fell off a horse out of a tree, down the steps, hurt in the surf, was in an 8-mile car accident or greater. That we think is, almost nothing, and the pain goes away. We'll take pain pills and all this. And again, I want to give a disclaimer here. I'm not anti-drugs or surgery. I've had 5 different MDs work in my office, 3 orthopedic surgeons, and they all, understand my philosophy, and we work really well together, and that's, I think, how healthcare professionals should be. Mm-hmm. But we look at the preventative end. So let's get back to these ladies. They'll come to me in their 70s and say, I've been having this back pain, and I feel like I just can't stand up. And so I'll ask them, and here's the interesting part. When did that pain actually begin? And many times they'll say, 4 to 6 months ago. Interesting. I'll take a picture, an x-ray, and what's interesting is those spurs, some of them, it's called ankylosing spondylosis. They've actually grown together and locked.
So that had to have been years ago.
20 to 30 years in the making.
Wow.
But yet the
You just
symptoms
get
only
used
came
to
on
it.
5. Yes, because it's the old frog boiling in the water routine. It's there, and sort of your body, it doesn't, if it would happen overnight, you would really notice it and do something about it. But because it's such a slow, progressive problem, that they don't think
What
much
about
about
the old frog boiling in the water? You got to help me understand that one.
Yeah, Brandon's heard, I think, heard it.
Oh, he has?
Yeah.
I have.
That, a frog will, if you put him in a bowl of water
Right.
and start turning up the heat, before he realizes it's too hot, he'll cook. He won't hop out.
Oh, okay.
So, if he just realized, as soon as I feel that little bit of heat, maybe I should do something about this. Oh, no, it's not that bad. This is cozy.
And next
Cozy
thing you
goes
know,
to bad news, and next thing you know,
he's a cooked frog.
He's history.
Okay.
So
and Brandon knew that.
Brandon's near genius. You didn't know that.
Now I know.
Yeah, now you know.
Okay.
That's
He's subduing it.
That's right.
All right.
I only use it when I need it.
I can see that.
It's like Superman.
Right.
His powers. So anyhow, yes, that's what we look for, and we look at that in different ways. And little things we're able to help. You see, when I first got in practice, my goal was to make everybody these athletes, and I envisioned, with my martial arts, that every morning I'd have 200 people in my backyard. We'd work out for an hour in the martial arts. Everybody shower up, get adjusted, and start their day. I mean, I had this huge vision.
Go conquer the world.
And it sort of kind of took a swerve from there when I realized 90% of America will never set foot in the gym. So I had to, rethink this. But little things that we can help with your health. For example, your heart. Can you imagine, what's chiropractic have to do with the heart? Well, a lot, because first of all, the central nervous system controls everything. It's the power center. So your brain controls the central nervous system that goes down the spinal cord that's housed inside the spinal column, and those nerves innervate, give energy to all parts of your body, including your heart, your lungs, your liver, your spleen, your kidneys. All that comes from the central nervous system.
Okay.
So when we make the adjustment, people ask me, well, my neck is hurting. Why are you adjusting my full spine? Well, I ask them, which part of your central nervous system don't you want working today? And I'll leave that alone.
Right.
And so that's why I look at the full body, because the body works as a whole. So let's get back to the heart for a second. So 2 things, I adjust the thoracic, the mid-spine, to help make sure those nerves are innervated to those areas. But also imagine this. If I can lower your resting heart rate just 4 beats per minute, just 4, and make it work efficiently, as efficient as it does beating faster. So let's say it's beating 74 beats per minute, and all we do is lower it to 70. Do you realize that's over 2 million beats per year less your heart has to beat?
Really?
Yeah, and some of you out there will do the math, and if you find me wrong, call me, but I'm telling you, that's the math, and it'll work out. And so what's interesting, imagine a pump in your house, Jim, that's pumping water through your house. Imagine if I could tell you it could be 2 million times less per year. Would that not save you more on your
Everybody's
electricity?
focused on efficiency nowadays.
Yeah, that's right. So it would give you better, electric rates. It would give you a longer life for the pump.
Mm-hmm.
So again, what's the most important asset we have is this heart, and that's something that many of us never think about, or how a doctor of chiropractic can relate, or why would we be talking about that? It's because it's all part of this health and wellness concept that we've been doing for over 25 years.
So what I'm understanding, because I'm kind of a big believer in it. I like chiropractic. I like getting an adjustment now and then and so on. But you're saying theoretically, chiropractic isn't when you're hurting. Exactly. deal with it. You're saying ahead of time, before you're hurting, let's keep everything flowing good. Let's keep everything in alignment and so on. It's like you mentioned alignment. In other words, the alignment of a car. It still gets down the road, but, it doesn't operate as efficiently as it could.
Why would I go call you to change my oil when nothing's wrong with the car?
That's right.
But
you've been trained that it's a good idea to change the oil before it's bad.
And so, my kids, my wife, my staff, myself get adjusted once or twice a month on a regular basis. And the greatest thing they can tell me is, how are you feeling today? Well, I feel great. Great. Lay down here and now let the body tell me what I see.
Mm-hmm.
My car may be running well, but when you put it up on the lift, the front end may be out of alignment,
right.
and I wouldn't even know it.
And somebody more
concept.
experienced at what they're looking for.
Exactly right. Even my granddaughter, who will be 4 next month, she comes in, the first thing she calls me Papa. She says, Papa, you need to adjust me today.
Wow.
So I've been adjusting her, and my children, I adjusted them the first day they literally came out of the womb.
Wow.
And so people say, well, doesn't that give them pain? Well, no, the adjustment's not painful, but we have different techniques for different people. For example, when I adjust someone that small versus, a world's strongest drug-free power lifter, I've got to use a little bit different pressure and different techniques.
Well, so how does somebody reach you?
They can call us at 302-629-4344.
Okay.
That's our office, and we have someone live every day that will answer that or return
Do
your
they answer
call.
that phone in the middle of the night?
And up to 10 o'clock at night, I tell them to turn it
I'm
off.
so scared to call it late at night for fear I'm going to wake somebody up.
3 o'clock the other morning, Tammy was awake, and it rang. Somebody had to move an appointment in the morning.
Really?
And she literally answered at 3 a.m. So most of the time I tell her, though, so somebody usually from like 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., if they don't answer it, they'll call you right back. But I've always liked having a live person.
Your level of customer service is good.
Thank you very much.
And the people you have there, everybody's working in sync. You go in there, you get greeted, you get waited on promptly. Everybody's concerned with how you are. I really like it. So, in other words,
well, we've spoken of this just like with your organization. They'll meet. People think they come to see me, and they do eventually. But they'll meet 2 to 5 people before they even get to me.
Right.
And so, if the organization is not fluid, that's critically important. We want to be concerned about your health and wellness.
All right, and I'm pretty much under the impression no matter what brand of insurance people have, you pretty much accept most brands of insurance.
Yes, most all insurance, and there's another thing. If you have a question, you can call in. There's no charge for us to look it up and help you find out what's paid, what's not, what's covered, or what's not. So, yes, call in. And, Jim, to be on your show today, for those who are listening, we have a couple of things. Number one, certainly if you're in question about chiropractic or insurance or anything, we give a free complimentary consultation first, and we'll talk with you about your symptoms, problems. Have we
on the phone or in person?
Either one, whatever works for you. Yes, whatever works for you. So there's no charge.
No
for that.
obligation.
No obligation. We'll tell you what we do, what we don't do. We had one guy come in, not too long ago, and I felt it was severe kidney stones. We referred him out immediately to the ER.
Really?
Yes. So it just depends on what we feel your need is.
Okay.
And secondarily, we have a wonderful thing. It's called a hydrotherapy bed.
Oh, I like that thing.
Yeah, it's for, but we'll give you a free session on our hydrotherapy bed. And no, you don't have to get undressed. And no, you're not going to get wet.
No, I just laid it.
Yeah, you're not going to get wet. And people think, okay, water bed, you're going to get wet. But it's like a massage without a person, but it's with water.
It was neat.
It's kind of relaxing. So for your customers today and clients, I'm willing to give anybody who calls us or comes in and can just come in for that, for a complimentary.
Well, you need them to call first.
Yeah, we'd like for you to call.
Yeah,
629-4344.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Is there a website?
Isoaerobic, isoghq at AOL.com. Kind of long. We're working on a different part of our fitness thing that you and I have spoken about.
Okay.
But we're not really ready to launch that, but we can help them with their fitness
But
program.
call on the phone anyway.
Call us on the phone, 302-629-4344.
All right. Thank you very much.
Have a great and blessed day, everybody. Thank you.
Going to be a good weekend. All right.
Absolutely.
Dr. T, good friend of mine. Highly recommend him. I've been dealing with him for a few years now, and I've been very happy. So all aspects of his business I like. So give him a call if you got any aches, pains, or just want to talk a little bit. All right. Next is L&W Insurance Agency. I mentioned them in the first half of the show. Man, people say, I have people say this to me all the time. Why in the world, how could you be so happy with your insurance company? I mean, I spend tens of thousands of dollars a year on insurance with health insurance and stuff like that. And I just like the fact that when I need them or I have a problem, I don't feel like I'm dealing with an alien, somebody from another planet. The people that work at L&W, they get involved. They work with me. They work with the insurance company. They're not miracle workers, but they help me. So whether I have a question about a policy, a deductible, what is covered, what isn't covered. L&W has been really, really good to deal with. So if you need health care, if you need auto, home, life, commercial coverage, give them a call. It's no obligation. 856-7828. Say, look, want to talk a little bit about what my needs are. I already have insurance, but I'd like to see what you have to offer. What are the costs going to be? Because I find in the insurance world, everybody is about the same price. The question is, what level of service do you want? And with L&W, it's like a small army up there. When you give them a call, you got a lot of people to lean on. So it's 856-7828. On the web, it's lwinsurance.com. I really like them. Good people. Then I wanted to mention my accountant again, George Love, same story. Very happy with George, whether I have an accounting question. We went through a big audit one time, like 8 days of auditing, and it was amazing because in the beginning, George said, no, they're not going to be happy till they find something. They're not going to, man, we got all done, and they didn't find anything, and I felt that was a real testament to the bookkeeping that we have been doing over the years, and we had no changes to make, and I was kind of happy. So whether you want accounting work or whether you need help with your payroll, give them a call. Their number is 422-9699. On the web, it's Luff, Luff, CPAS.com. They do payroll. It's called Easy Payroll. My daughter Jenny loves it because she used to have to do our payroll, and now they do it, and it's just kind of nice. We know it's handled. We know it's taken care of. We don't have to worry about all those forms and everything else that goes along with it. Then I wanted to talk just a little bit about Weller's. Now, Weller's Utility Trailers is where we're at right now. They're probably open by now. Phone number here, 337-8228. Now, Brandon, are you in sales today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, we have been having, man, we had a rough January, February, and March. Would you agree with that?
We did.
Like, it was insanely rough. But It has come back so good, so strong. 7 trailer days, 10 trailer days, 9 trailer days. You know, very happy customers. I don't know if people are just glad that winter is over with or what. But, you know, this new trailer we've been selling, Be Wise, is that an awesome trailer or what?
It is. It is. As soon as the customer sees the qualities in the Be Wise trailer, it sells itself.
It really
makes our job very easy.
We sold like 4 or 5 of them already.
Have.
Did we just sell the one that's called the Ultimate Dump?
Yes.
Yeah, now that's like if you're a contractor and you need a dump trailer, it had like 4-foot sides, right?
Yes, that fold down.
That
too,
fold down. So if you have like a small little tractor or something that doesn't reach real high, you could fold the sides down to load it. Then the ramp gate, if I'm right, it would fold down. Yes. If you wanted to drive a piece of equipment up in there, you could.
Correct.
It had a one-piece floor, if I remember right.
Yep.
The hydraulic jack to take it up off the ball of the truck was run by the same hydraulics that dumped the trailer.
Right, and that ramp on the back too, it folded down for equipment to drive up, but it also folded up into the air.
Up.
So if you have a large load of stone or something like that,
and you want to dump
it, the ramp doesn't get in the way. It lifts way up into the air.
Holy
so you can dump
mackerel.
it down.
All hydraulically.
All hydraulically, yep.
Wow. So if you are not even in the market for a trailer, these Be Wise, because didn't we just sell a nice car trailer?
We did, yes.
I mean, it was just the fit, the finish. Aren't they also all two-tone?
Yeah. That one, the one we just sold was like a grayish color with a red frame around it.
And I noticed that the fenders were adjustable on the car trailer. So if you pull a car up on it and you want to open the side door to get out of the car, if the fenders are too high up, you can lower them
down a little bit. Yep.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
I mean, we've never seen nothing like it. So just for the heck of it, folks, you know, stop on into Weller's and check out this Be Wise trailer. I've also noticed sheds. What did we get, 2 or 3 sheds in this week?
We did.
What do we got, like 30 of these things out there?
We do, and we have some more coming next week.
And we're putting them at the barn, too?
Yep. We've got a lot of people actually doing special orders as well. You don't necessarily have to buy something that's in stock. The prices are so good, we can build something almost to a T to what
Are the ones in stock any less?
They are. They have a 5% discount for the in-stock sheds. And, you know, if you like one that's on our lot that is in stock, but you want one that made fresh, exactly like that one, we can do that.
And didn't we sell one that was in stock twice?
We did.
And forgot to tell somebody?
We did, yes.
Okay, so we sold the same shed twice, so we're pretty good, huh?
Yeah, everybody.
But we only delivered it once.
We only delivered it once, but somehow
So we had to get another one
there.
quick, didn't we? Yeah.
We did, yes.
And then another one to replace it.
Yep.
So these are Amish made. They have a rent-to-own program. That's
Yes.
a pretty nice little easy,
Very easy.
no hassle program.
Come in within within 15, 20 minutes. You got paperwork and you're good to go.
Have you sold any chicken coops lately?
Chicken coops are popular. Yeah.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
We had somebody figure it up the other day. It only takes your chicken coop is what, $52 a month if you do a rent to own. So it only takes about 26 dozen eggs to pay for the chicken coop.
Yep.
Colin figured that out for me the other day. So we got Amish built sheds. We got chicken coops. How do you say the word gazebo?
Gazebo.
Gazebo. We have dog kennels too.
Dog kennels. Yep.
Yep. What else do we have? Things you put your trash cans in?
Yep. Children's playhouses.
Yes.
That can be used as a shed if you. Once the kids grow up, it looks like a playhouse, but there's enough room in there that you can
store
use it
stuff.
as a storage.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. So we have them all Amish made and so on. I wanted to also let people know about, Jeannie and Dave Morgan. I have been working with her. She's actually been working with me. She has been wrapping me, helping detoxify my body, helping me lose weight, get in shape a little bit better, more fit, more fiddle. I actually haven't put much effort into changing my eating habits, but I have now lost officially 11 pounds, and I'm pretty happy. So if you have any health-related questions, if you want to know what she is doing for me, if you want somebody to help coach you and guide you along in, trying to get yourself more fit and more fit, more fit and more fit. What in the world am I trying to say? More fit and fiddle. Give Jeannie a call, 422-8315, 422-8315. Other than that, we're going to be busy here today, and we welcome all customers. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, there's no application fee to do business here.
Nope.
Okay, we sell sheds, carports, swing sets, snow shovels.
Snow blowers.
Snow blowers. We sell trailers, new and used.
Mm-hmm.
And we buy used trailers. I see we buy 3 or 4 trailers every week.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you got one, you want to sell it, you don't even want to buy a trailer, we'll buy your trailer.
Right.
Okay. We sell things on consignment.
Mm-hmm.
You got something you want to get rid of, mainly something we would park outside, So we have a lot of stuff going on here at Weller's, don't we?
We do.
Phone number, 337-8228.
Yep.
Okay, on the web, we got wellers.com. What's all our Facebook pages? We got a ton of them.
Well, we got Weller's Utility Trailers,
Weller's Red Barn.
Weller's does Delmarva, a little
Jim
bit of
Weller.
everything.
So, folks, come see us, call us, ride by and blow the horn, stop in and drop off cash, whatever you need to do. Bug and Bud Festival downtown Milford today. Don't forget to vote for Milford's new mayor. Enjoy the weekend. Thank you, Fran. God bless you all, and have a good, safe weekend. Weller Does Delmarva is done for the day. We'll be back next Saturday. Bye-bye.
The preceding program was a paid commercial presentation. Local news first on Delaware 105.9.